On this episode of O'Fallon Matters, find out how the city resolves stormwater issues, see how local students are checking out the world of manufacturing, and get an inside look at O'Fallon's award-winning finance department. All this and more next on O'Fallon Matters. Welcome to this episode of O'Fallon Matters. Success and celebration, that's the theme of our first story. Let's head over to Wing Haven to find out more.
Did you know that there is a program that's housed in the heart of Wing Haven that provides a harmonious, friendly living environment? St. Louis Life was built as a structured living program specifically designed to help individuals with developmental disabilities succeed.
Our mission is to provide an opportunity for our residents to live really as independent as they can be. We provide supports in the areas of employment, social and recreation, educational opportunities, and just helping them navigate life.
My son Austin, who has been here for 7 years, and it's really made a remarkable difference in his life. We live in Connecticut, and he was unable to find full-time work there. He was living at home, and our choices were slim, and he came out here and he just loves it. He's independent, he has his own apartment, he works full-time. The staff here is amazing. They just take such good care of all the residents. There's so many activities and opportunities for them to grow as people.
So our residents have access to a number of services that we provide both on campus and in the community. We help them find jobs and volunteer opportunities. Our on-campus activities include an exercise room, a computer space, a library, a craft room, and then we provide meals, 2 meals a day, and then also our campus includes their apartment. So each of our residents has their own single occupancy apartment.
St. Louis Life recently celebrated its 10-year anniversary with a party that was filled with fun, music, and delicious food. But this party was also about the legacy of the man who made St. Louis Life a reality.
As part of our 10th year anniversary, we really want to honor the memory of Rob Trulask, who was our founder. He passed away in 2008. He was able to see us up and running before we started. But Rob and his family were and continue to be an amazing energy and amazing vision for St. Louis Life. And so we really want to take this time to reflect upon his contribution and the family's contribution to our success.
During the celebration, Mayor Bill Hennessy honored St. Louis Life with a proclamation from the residents of the city of O'Fallon.
You know, I was here 10 years ago when this place opened, and just to watch it grow, it is truly an honor to have St. Louis Life in the city of O'Fallon. Now therefore, I, Bill Hennessy, Mayor of this great city of O'Fallon, and the City Council of the City of O'Fallon, Missouri, urge all citizens of O'Fallon and the state of Missouri to join with St. Louis Life community in celebration on Saturday, October 14, 2017, on St. Louis Life's 10th anniversary.
The 10th anniversary of St. Louis Life is so important to Wing Haven and the overall city of O'Fallon. They are the greatest neighbors. We're proud and honored that they came here 10 years ago. They do outstanding work. We are just so proud of them.
St. Louis Life really wants to continue doing what it's doing, serving our 16 residents and their families, providing an amazing opportunity, an environment that they feel that they're part of, that they feel engaged, having a great staff support team around them, and really just keep doing what we're doing.
Local students are growing up thanks to a trio of vertical gardens. Let's head over to Fort Zumwalt North High School to get an inside look at the Tower Garden Club.
Take a look around teacher Adrian Kozlowski's room at Fort Zumwalt North, and you'll see the unmistakable signs of a biology classroom. But beyond the microscopes and biology textbooks, you'll also notice 3 glowing machines tucked away in the back. These are Tower Gardens, and after the school day ends, they're part of a somewhat different biology lesson. With 25 years of teaching experience, Ms. Kozlowski is always looking to bring fresh new experiences into the classroom for her students. and it doesn't get much fresher than homegrown vegetables.
I've had some clubs in the past, and it's really hard to get kids to come because our kids at North High are very, very involved here. So when I learned about the Tower Gardens, it just struck a nerve with me. This was very important to me. I teach my kids about nutrition, building healthy cells, and biology anyway. So this was just another avenue to bring that message to more students.
And this is a message she's very passionate about. Luckily, it turns out her students have a passion for learning about the food they eat as well. Before, if you asked these students where their food came from, they'd likely say the grocery store where their parents shop for fresh fruits and vegetables. Others might have responded with a farm, imagining large tractors working rows of produce. But now, they can say at least some of their food comes from their very own classroom, and they've gotten their hands dirty growing everything you see before you. This kind of hands-on lesson plan teaches them everything they need to know about aeroponic gardening, and the lush results really speak for themselves.
Every year we kind of start back with what is aeroponic gardening, because a lot of these kids have no idea what is that plastic contraption and how are we going to grow food from that. So I teach them a little bit about aeroponic gardening and how the system works, and then we just dive in.
We have planted seeds which germinate in the window over there. And once they are ready to be planted into the Tower Gardens, we put them in a little basket and put them into the Tower Garden.
It's simply amazing how we can do this rather than what my grandpa does. He's a farmer, and it's different because I'm over here using a machine and he uses the ground.
It's actually easier, less messy, and the plants actually grow faster. And it's actually kind of cool to see because you'll plant something and then a month later you'll get to harvest it.
Part of the appeal of the Tower Garden Club is that students get to take responsibility for every step of the process, from germinating seeds to harvesting mature plants. They even maintain the towers, checking on each plant and testing the water's pH level to ensure optimal growth. But the best part is tasting the end result of all of their hard work. And it seems this club is growing pallets as well as produce.
I have students who come in who really don't like vegetables, they don't like fruits, but they come in, and when we have our salad bar parties, and we all of the greens that we harvest for our salad bar party come from our gardens. And so it's a big mix of all of these things that we grow. And they're like, wow, this really tastes good, Miss Kay. So they try things they've never tried before, and then they realize that it tastes pretty good. And so it just changes their palate a little bit.
The Tower Garden Club also does Smoothie Mondays from time to time, incorporating their fresh greens into tasty drinks. But they can't possibly eat everything they grow, so they gladly contribute fresh produce to the Panther Pantry, which provides needy families with nutritious food each week. It's an incredibly generous gesture, and it's something everyone in the Tower Garden Club can take pride in.
I also absolutely love the fact that we give food to the food pantry, because when I was going to my old school, a way long time ago, we would get food from the food pantry and it'd be absolutely disgusting. Sometimes it would be expired or, the normal nasty canned box stuff, and figuring out that we can give some actual good food to the people that need that, I think it's absolutely amazing.
Thanks to the garden towers, students have grown an extensive selection of plants, including bok choy, snap peas, bib lettuce, and more. Each tower takes up about 4 feet of space, but can hold dozens of growing plants at a time. For Ms. Kozlowski, the club has helped her find a fresh, exciting new way to share her love of nutrition and health with her students. And she dreams of starting a community garden at Fort Walton North, providing greens and veggies and more educational opportunities to every student at the school. But for now, students are welcome to stop by the Tower Garden Club to learn more about where their food comes from and drink a few tasty smoothies while they're there.
It's a lot of fun. It's not what you expect. It's so much better than what you expect.
I just love how it feels like a family when we're in here. I'm kind of new to the school, kind of not. I just kind of stayed to myself last year when I started. So getting more involved in the school, meeting people with similar interests, it makes coming to school so much better. It's opened my eyes to what's different and how we can like help the community with raising it for the food pantry and everything. So I want to tell my friends to come and have them experience this with me so then they can pass it on as well.
Honestly, I'd have to say Tower Garden Club is more than likely the best club because it's a very beautiful way to appreciate plants, people, get to know people, give back, and I just think it's wonderful.
Thanks for that story, Brett. And I wouldn't mind trying one of those smoothies myself. Next on O'Fallon Matters, we'll check in with our Stormwater Management crew to find out what projects are on tap for completion this year and beyond.
In the city of O'Fallon, we managed stormwater in our neighborhoods with thousands of storm drains that lead stormwater through hundreds of miles of sewer pipe. Every now and then, residents run into problems dealing with stormwater. And that's why the city of O'Fallon has a stormwater plan to help deal with erosion and other stormwater issues.
It's a quality of life issue for the residents when they experience flooding, long periods of standing water, when our infrastructure is not working correctly or was not installed due to regulations that were not required years ago. So basically you're looking at quality of life, but we also need to maintain our infrastructure to make sure that everything is being taken care of the way it should be.
If you are dealing with a unique stormwater problem, go ahead and contact the city of O'Fallon and they may be able to help you fix the issue.
In order to qualify for the program or qualify for what we call full city funding, there is an evaluation process. A resident will call and make a concern. We will come out and evaluate the concern. If it is determined that it is not a private property responsibility issue or a common ground association issue for your homeowner association, then, and it does qualify per our evaluation process, you're put into a category specifically designed that we have on our stormwater policy. And then you're giving a rating number, and the projects are rated on an objective level from the top to the bottom, with the highest rating obviously being assigned first. And then the project has to wait for funding, and once approved for funding, then we will be able to complete the repair.
O'Fallon stormwater projects are funded through bonds and a half-cent sales tax that was passed by O'Fallon voters in April of 2008.
The current projects are underneath a bond, a stormwater bond, in which all those projects will be funded under that for design and construction. Outside of that, we use our park stormwater sales tax. It is determined by council each year, the percentage that we receive. On average, we receive 23 to 25%. That does fund our entire program, not just stormwater projects. So we do have a few more limited funds with regards to what we complete.
In 2017, the Stormwater Management Division completed several projects within their jurisdiction, and each project took months of planning, engineering, and construction.
This year we completed a large creek bank stabilization project on 5C Forest Court, protecting a home from falling into the creek roughly about 34 feet from top of bank to bottom bank. We've completed 3 infrastructure installation projects, is installing stormwater pipes, area inlets into subdivisions. We've completed a number of designs for next year. We have a couple of projects we're getting ready to start up later on this year. Next year we have a total of about 7 projects that we will be looking to construct. We have a stormwater infrastructure project on Bryanbrook Road, a stormwater infrastructure project on Dorchester Court, a creek bank stabilization on Christine Marie, another creek bank stabilization on DePreau Creek at our pump station.
If you would like more information on this program, you can visit O'Fallon's website, or you can contact the Stormwater Management Coordinator, Michelle Greminger, at 636-379-7632.
Local students recently got a look at the world of manufacturing, and some of them might have even found their future careers. Let's head over to St. Charles Community College for this year's Manufacturing Day.
Made in America. Throughout our country's history, these 3 words have meant so much to consumers worldwide. They're a promise of quality, of safety, and of reliability. And even as technology and the workforce changes, American manufacturing remains a huge component of our economy. Nearly 1 in 10 Americans are involved in manufacturing in some way, and manufacturing jobs directly account for 12.5% of the U.S. GDP. America is third in the world in exporting manufactured goods, behind only China and Germany, and it's a field that's still growing today. American manufacturing creates the electronics and equipment that we use on a daily basis, the chemicals and vehicles that make our jobs possible, even the tools we use to create energy or grow our food. But manufacturers face a growing problem. 2/3 report a moderate to severe shortage of qualified workers, and if trends continue, this gap will only widen. But here in O'Fallon, we're doing something to buck the trend. In partnership with the O'Fallon Chamber of Commerce and manufacturers around St. Charles County, O'Fallon students and employers came together for an educational summit known as Manufacturing Day. During the event, students got the opportunity to explore what manufacturing is really like, and it gave them some ideas for their future careers as well.
There's a ton of different skill sets that are available, whether you're looking to be a machinist, a welder, a skilled trades person, really just all those problem-solving things. We want to open up kids' eyes to the opportunities that are out right here in St. Charles County with our manufacturing companies.
During the event, students get to meet one-on-one with local and global manufacturers, including some big names like GM and Nike. They got to see manufacturing processes in action, chat with real manufacturers, and learn firsthand about career paths they might know nothing about. And it allowed companies to meet their potential future employees too.
King Innovation is here to just inform kids about the opportunities that there are in manufacturing. It's sometimes a little known field, and we want to make sure they know about all the opportunities that exist.
We're getting a lot of people who don't understand what manufacturing is nowadays. It's not just your typical plant environment. We have more than just standing in line and doing assembly work. We have machine operators, we have engineers, plant managers, supervisors.
A lot of these companies offer technical roles, maintenance roles. We also offer human resource roles. We offer sales roles, engineering roles. So there's a broad variety of career opportunities within a manufacturing environment.
Manufacturing Day is a critical step in closing the gap between manufacturing companies and qualified workers, and it helps our schools prepare students for the future.
It's a great opportunity for the students to visit with all these leaders of industry and find out that there is some real opportunities for them, whether they want to go to college or they don't want to go to college. They can still get a good beginning in high school and can maybe move right into some decent paying jobs in industry.
The questions you get out of the children are interesting. They're probing not just what do you do, but what's your favorite thing that you make? Where do you source your materials from?
They ask really good questions about the design of the product, the composition of the product. Hey, why do you use this material or that material? Some of the kids just ask really good, informed questions.
Things that you would not expect for younger people to ask. So it's you definitely see their eyes light up, they're engaged, and they're interested in what they're seeing here.
And we want to make sure they know about the opportunities that lie in the field, whether it's design or actually in the manufacturing side.
Manufacturing Day is the kind of event our city loves to support. It's a direct connection between our manufacturers and the young adults who will become future leaders within those companies. Here in O'Fallon, we understand the importance of manufacturing in the world economy, and we're happy that our manufacturers are growing right alongside our city.
From our first Manufacturing Day that we as the Chamber were involved with a couple of years ago, we now have more students involved, we now have more manufacturers involved, and each year we have manufacturers coming that don't have a booth, but that want to learn more about it so that they can participate next year. So I actually have 3 cards in my pocket right now of folks that want to be on the mailing list for next year to attend.
If you're a manufacturer and want to see how you can get involved with Manufacturing Day, or if you're a school that wants to bring 7th through 12th grade students to the next Manufacturing Day event, go to www.growmanufacturing.org to learn more. We hope to see you next year.
Now let's learn about a city department that strives to ensure that our city is fiscally responsible and fair in the management of city assets. Joe Meyer has more.
The City of O'Fallon's Finance Department provides important financial expertise that is invaluable to ensuring citizens get the most out of their tax money. The mission of the Finance Department is to utilize the highest standards in financial reporting. It's also the goal to be a good steward of public assets, to foster innovation in processes and procedures, and to provide support to other city departments and the community with fairness, teamwork, transparency, and respect. The Finance Department consists of 5 functional areas, including accounting, purchasing, financing, the office center, and utility billing. Services provided to the city's operating divisions include procurement, financial reporting, debt management, investment management, payroll, accounts payable, and the department also functions as the plan administrator for deferred compensation programs and administers the intergovernmental agreement with the Waterbury Community Improvement District and federal grant reporting. The department also provides administrative support and advice to the O'Fallon Convention and Visitors Bureau, the mayor, and the city council. O'Fallon's finance department consists of 15 team members, and the city continues to participate in and receive the GFOA Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting and the GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. Finally, there's a wealth of information on the City of O'Fallon's website regarding all things finance. Residents can find the City of O'Fallon's fiscal budgets, comprehensive annual financial reports, and other key financial documents like property tax facts. All these documents and more can be found on www.ofallon.mo.us.
As the seasons change, we're finishing up infrastructure projects that will make your daily commute much smoother. Let's check in with our project management team to see what projects are wrapping up this year.
It's been said that better streets make for better cities. And here in O'Fallon, we pride ourselves on holding our city roads to a high standard. With over 700 lane miles within our borders, maintaining and improving our streets is one of our city's biggest projects each year. But this investment in our infrastructure pays back dividends, as our healthy thoroughfares keep our traffic moving and strengthen our economy at the same time. And as the work season comes to a close, here's a quick look at the projects that are now finishing up, starting with our 2017 concrete repair program.
Right now we are actually starting to wrap up the repairs that we've been doing this summer, completed ahead of schedule. Right now we are finishing the last of the pavement repairs. We are fixing a lot of ramps from sidewalks to streets, making that transition and making those ADA compliant. We have some crack sealing left to do. We have some general cleanup, street sweeping, that type of work. But generally we're starting to wrap things up and get this one buttoned up and move on to the 2018 season.
In 2017, our concrete program handled slabs in Fieldstone Farms, Foxhaven, Copperfield, Waterbury Falls, and many more sites throughout the city. But it isn't the only project our crews are currently working on. Another project well underway is the Lake St. Louis Boulevard project, which will add new features to this thoroughfare while moving traffic even more efficiently.
The Lake St. Louis Boulevard project, currently what's been completed out there is a signal that's been installed at the intersection of Lake St. Louis Boulevard and Route N. That signal became functional last week, so currently we're still working on some timing aspects with that, so we're kind of getting it honed in to maximize the traffic flow through that intersection. Along with that, at the same time that was opened up, the Curtis Lane path that everybody mostly had been using to access Route N from the south side, Curtis Lane has been permanently closed, and the contractor is currently removing that existing pavement. Now, at the same time, he's also working on the roundabout that we'll be installing at what will be the future intersection of Lake St. Louis Boulevard Extension and Paul Renaud Boulevard.
We're also busy with the design work for a number of new improvements. Early next year, keep an eye on our city projects by heading to ofallon.mo.us/projects. Once there, you can learn more about our plans for Summers Road and Highway DD, Bramblett Road improvements, Hoff Road reconstruction, and more. And remember, when you see our crews out in our city streets, slow down and give them some space. And in return, they'll keep working to make your daily commute that much easier.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have a good story idea, let us know. You can email us at OFallonTV@ofallon.mo.us. And please remember, give back to your community because O'Fallon matters to all of us.